right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell with two of our Israelites right here. Of course, everybody knows the latest festivities that has been going on with Sister Jordan right there. And let me see. One thing I did leave out, Sister Jordan, is that when you were 15 years old, if my memory serves me correct, did your mother try to hook you up with some 20-year-old black man?
Yes, sir.
How did it go down?
When I was about 15 or 16, she worked at a warehouse, and she told me, you know, there's this man that I work with. He's like 20, and he's black. You know, he's really cute, Jordan. And I want you to date him. Like, I want you two to get together. Yeah,
now, you know, in the faith, you know, we don't do that dating stuff.
No, not at all.
Are you following me? We don't go out here and have promiscuous sex and all this other stuff. Matter of fact, you don't have sex until you get married. You know, that's just the law. That's the way we conduct things. You follow me? And so their mindset and attitude, being worldly, they think that's all right. Right? And forget about that you at the time was a minor and underage. It's a mess, isn't it? So, Ashley, Sister Ashley, you know, you heard the video and you seen this security detail that the local sheriff's department and police department and undercover people provided for these people coming from New York. What's your thoughts on that?
My first question was, what form of call or distress call can you make to justice system, the police, in order to get that kind of response? So you have a mother and father traveling from one state, a daughter coming from, you know, her home to meet at a central location, a pastor that may or may not come, but you got all this support, 5-6 cars or whatever. I'm wondering what can be said to draw that much power and strength. That blows me away, because what they don't see, they may see the pastor, they see the pastor out talking, preaching, he's the one up front, but what they don't see is the people behind you, even here at this land and some scattered abroad, that will die for Jordan. And that's the truth, that will throw blows for Jordan. So there's a lot of people that could have, if we thought it was going to be a showdown, we'd have showed some force too. And that's the truth, because I remember talking to her, Pastor, how old was you when you first started calling me? Probably 15, and I wasn't allowed to reach out to her. Is that correct?
That's correct.
She always had to call me. I was right here on land. We talked. You would call me as often as you could, and I would support her. And I never ever taught her to dishonor or disrespect her mother and father at all. I never went past what she asked me to do, which was, please don't call my home. Please don't call my phone number. My mom is not behind, you know, my family is not behind what I believe. So I would just simply be a friend to her when she called. And we have never showed that amount of disrespect to those two people.
What is so wrong with what we believe? Because you notice that sure is a lot of visceral. Let me go ahead and use words that people can understand. There sure is a lot of heightened emotion, you know, concerning our faith. I mean, let's go with you first, Jordan. What is it that the reason why people just simply cannot leave us alone? Because we're not troubling these people. And the way things work is that when we start defending ourselves, then people start pointing their finger at us, and we're not the ones. We're trying to mind our own business.
Yes,
so what is it about the ministry that people are just so angry and hateful and vindictive and spiteful and just emotionally disturbed? What is it, Sister Jordan?
The only thing I can think of is it has to be what Christ spoke of, how the world will hate you and families will be divided and it will be mother against daughter and all those kind of things. That has to be the only thing that I can think of that would be the reason.
And a system without, may I speak? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. By all means.
I'm fired up because, you know, I wish I had been there, Mom and Dad, because anyway, with Pastor, you know, the system was without order, so they're without leadership, and they're without a head, which is a man. You know, you got Yah, Jesus, you got man, woman, child. We follow that order, and that infuriates most of the listeners because they can't see how we can all follow one man, Pastor Dowell. That blows them away. And that right there is going to grow, you know, 90% of our haters is because we submit to one man, because with all the mistrust and insecurity that you deal with behind the camera, all of you out there that are haters, you can't understand how we can have a true intention to follow a man, and you can't understand how a man can have a true intention to lead us. He's got to have something behind his back. He's got to either want our money, want whatever he wants from the people. And so they accuse you of their own heart's condition.
That's
So,
utterly amazing.
It's
isn't it?
amazing.
But it's okay as long as they go to their preacher and their church and follow that
Right,
man.
right, 'cause
It's
you don't
okay
gotta
when they
follow
go to a job and they have to follow their supervisor and do what they said.
Right.
Isn't it? It's okay when a woman is ruling the house
Yes.
and the man has to submit to her. But all of a sudden, when when I'm preaching and teaching and people are choosing deliberately to follow me as I follow Christ, all of a sudden the negative court of public opinion out there, the deranged people. All of a sudden, there's something wrong with it.
Yes, as if you think for us, function for us, make our decisions. Everything that we do is because of you. You know, she's functioning because of you. You can't go nowhere because of him. That's how it's always going to be. I don't see that we're ever going to really tear down that lie. It's not about us defending it either. But we live to follow Yeshua's order.
When you flew down here and you paid your own ticket to leave your family,
Yes, sir.
right? You didn't come straight here to Straightway, did you?
No, sir.
Did you come here to Tennessee?
I moved to Georgia.
Isn't that utterly amazing? But I'm at fault for that, right? I didn't even communicate with you, did I?
No.
Isn't that amazing, Ash? You see what I get blamed for?
Yes.
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 I exist because I'm in a world where everybody's world
Yes.
is disturbed and they can't have peace. Amazing, isn't it? Now, you don't have to go in this if you don't want to, Sister Ashley.
Yes.
But I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Okay.
You had an experience at 18 that
Yes,
you wanted
18.
to actually go and retrieve some items from your house.
Yes.
And did you get a security detail like that the way that
Hey.
Jordan's parents got?
No, I actually born and raised here. Very known here.
Yeah, because you was
of-
a high school basketball
yes,
star here.
Yes, yes, and to some the
And
best,
went on into college to win a
Right.
national championship. So yeah, you're very popular.
very popular here to this day. So dressing like this makes me
You're
even
real
more
popular
so,
now.
I'm real popular now. So yes, I wanted to leave my mother's house, and I called the police here in this county because I believed it was going to be a situation of distress. So I don't know what I'm getting. I told them I don't know what's going to happen, but I needed to know what can I take from my own house or my room, what belongs to me, because I don't want to violate law. Or do you just leave? If you're leaving and leaving your mother's home, what goes down? They said one cop who never got out. He never got out the car.
Really?
So I went in the house alone. My mother was in the garage, and at the end of me getting what they said at that time, the law was anything that pertained to what I would call my room, I could take. So I took my personal belongings, and the cop came and got my cell phone, which I paid, had the insurance, my name on, came and got my phone, got my car that I had my name on, my insurance, I paid for, came and got things that belonged to me and said, it's really your mother's. So they did me dirty. But no, I didn't have the support that or I didn't have what you saw. No way.
You know what's really, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go ahead and go there in this video, okay? All right, it's obvious that the classification that you both have in this country is white.
Right.
All right? And it's obvious the classification I have in this country is black, even though my birth certificate says Negro. All right? You know we're dealing with systemic racism. Racism that actually tries to fly under the radar of perception, where people deal with you wisely. They'll smile in your face because, I mean, you two have something in common. You both are married to black men. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Can you, either one of you, it makes no difference which one want to go first, can you speak to that type of hate and animosity that y'all deal with? Because in this country, they have a history where they actually try to prevent black and white people being married with their miscegenation laws. Are you following me? Because of, the racism that was going on in this country. People don't think that it's actually going on today, but we experience it all the time. So what is y'all attitude towards all this negative publicity, which is good publicity, because all publicity is good publicity to me, okay? But what is y'all attitude towards all this hatred of what they call race mixing, even though, and I'm going to throw a history lesson in there. I'm going on here, but I'm throwing a history for education purposes. Even though the term race was a word that was made up by a German philosopher by the name of Johann Blumenbach. According to the Bible, they deal with people of nations, nationality. Of course, you know, there was a mixed multitude that came up out of Egypt or Mizraim. So what is this hatred, this visceral hatred that Straightways experiences because of black and white people and other nations dwelling together?
She wants me to go. Yo, please say something, Georgia. Please.
I don't truly understand the racism because I never grew up with that. Being in the Air Force, when you were in another country with other Americans, you didn't care what color they were. You were just closer to them because you were the only Americans in that area. Never really understood racism. But what I experienced is like dirty looks, people just having a nasty attitude. And I've never experienced that before. It's very disgusting.
Sister Ashley?
I've experienced a lot of racism early on, you know, growing up here because it is a racist town, especially from high school buddies and things. But so it kind of perpetuated. But because we can truly say we don't understand it, it's because it's not generated from us, and it's hard to put all this stuff into words. It's hard to understand. It's a very powerful spirit. It's a very collective mindset that a lot of people have, and it pulls a lot of force. But yeah, we here function so different that it's hard to get on board.
They actually hate us for being happy and dwelling together in unity. You know that? But you know your pastor is. I got big shoulders.
Yes.
Naturally and spiritually.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna push back when people push against me.
Right.
You know, I know that's contrary to their pagan Christian doctrine or the philosophy of this world. But I'm not the one, and I'm not of the attitude that somebody can come and smack you and you're supposed to sit there and smile. Right. I'm of the attitude they smack you. That's your opportunity to try to knock their head off their shoulders.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Right.
But I really, truly am saddened because of what y'all experience. That's the reason why I try to get out in front and buffer a lot of this, if you understand what I mean. Because we're trying to live a quiet and peaceful life. Ashley, you've been with me, what, 10, 12 years?
Almost 10.
All right, check this out. You have lived around me all this time. Is that right?
Yes.
All these things that people say negative about me on the internet, where do I have time to do any of this stuff?
Right, there is no time. And a lifestyle where you're waking up when it's dark and going to bed when it's dark, and it's work constant, you know, from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, from studying in word and deed and doctrine to building and traveling and ministering. You don't have time to involve yourself in these matters. No
Would
way.
you say a lot of this stuff that these people are putting out is just slander?
That's it. It's slander.
Defamation of
The
character.
more people that come this way, the bigger that push to slander you is going to be, just to keep those who don't love y'all away.
You know what's amazing? It always works in reverse, though. We just got finished having a meeting with a whole bunch of people who had questions, came here, and their whole mind and opinion was totally changed.
It's true. It's true. Yes, sir. Because they didn't even come, let's say, with spiritual intentions. They came with a prepping background, which this community started, if I'm not mistaken, Pastor, with prepping in mind, but always with Yah first, or what they would call religious intentions, and very successful. So we met at the prepping mind, but they saw the spiritual fruit, and they were greatly affected by the power and what they see here with the people.
You know that I experienced racism on both sides. I experienced it from my own people, black people, and I experienced it from white people. That's pretty bad. I experienced from black people because they say we shouldn't be dwelling together.
Yes,
You get
yes,
it?
yes.
I experienced from white people because they say we shouldn't be dwelling together.
Right.
You got it? All right. Are y'all content?
Very, very content.
Are y'all happy?
Yes.
Are y'all in fear of your life?
No.
I mean, if I was, and let's go this way, an alleged cult leader, what cult leaders do you know that arms and trains their people how to defend themselves?
Right.
None.
Right, and doesn't keep us. I just went out to town yesterday, Pastor. You didn't even know about that, did you? Did you know?
No, I
left?
didn't know you went to town.
So I
Really?
go right, yeah. I go
You mean you
where-
didn't get permission?
I was driving by Walmart, Walmart parking lot, and saw you and Jordan. No, none of the police though. I didn't
Right.
see that. I just saw y'all outside. and
You
I was like,
came. You must have seen the end of it.
Yes,
then.
sir.
The
Yes,
end
sir.
of it.
So
So you are able to leave the land.
I'm able to leave the land,
Unbelievable.
contrary to popular.
And how old are you, Sister Ashley?
I'm 34.
You're 34 years old. And what do you have a degree in?
Business administration with a minor in management. sir.
So you're an educated
Laid it
woman.
down, yes. Laid all that down to serve and follow you as you follow Yeshua.
First of all, number one, Sister Ashley, you don't seem like a sister to me that's going to be manipulated, controlled, and dominated by a cult or live in a hostile environment.
Right.
Are you following me?
If I may speak, Pastor, to that, as a woman, no matter how strong or the demeanor that women try to put off in this culture, which is one of false strength, that they need no Yah and they need no man, we here lean completely upon our husbands and pastor, so it looks very foreign to the minds out there that why would pastor have to go to Walmart to defend you. Ain't you
Yes.
grown? You just no. She needs that. The security that a woman needs in her heart is, hey, I need my husband and my pastor to come support me because I don't want to deal with this, and this is bigger than me. So yeah, we definitely are different.
It's, sad part about it, going back to that, Sister Jordan, the hope is that they had a total different attitude.
Yes.
Is that right?
Was the hope I had.
That was the hope. And of course, that's what I was looking for,
Yes.
to see if they had any type of different attitude. Because if they would have shown a different attitude, I'd have jumped in my truck and left.
Right.
Period. Point blank. But it's hard for us to sit up there and receive anyone with love when they've done nothing but attack us.
Right.
It's just simply don't make any sense whatsoever at all. And you know what's crazy to me, Sister Ashley? I guarantee you that if I ask this sheriff's department or police department, I say, hey, there's something possibly, I got a meeting, something's possibly going to go down in town. Can I get a security detail to kind of watch over it? Do you think I would get it?
Oh no, we was burning down with flames. They'd be late. No sir, they
You hear
wouldn't
that?
be here. No sir. We have no backing from the system at all, which is another reason why we would have to defend ourselves. So.
Exactly.
Yes sir.
And at least, but here's another thing. Let's end it on this. In this country, if I'm not mistaken, the Constitution says that we have the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Pursuit of happiness. All right. And not only that, but check this out. We have freedom of religion. Why is it that everybody else out there can believe whatever the hell they want to believe and nobody disturbs them? We're not bothering people because of what they believe, but all of a sudden when we believe what we believe, all of a sudden we are a threat to people. What is the problem?
It definitely creates a fear to believe the way we believe and to set ourselves apart the way we do in such a collective unity with such power and force against the Hasatan or Satan's kingdom. It creates a fear in the minds of the people that doesn't, it actually condemns them. It condemns their subconscious mind, and they are not going to come near us. They will flee in the Walmart aisle. They'll drive. They'll just avoid us at all costs.
And of course, I call that is our defense.
Right, that is our defense. Yes,
Are you
sir.
following me? But keeping the commandments, man, it sure does make people act crazy, right?
It sure
Well, you getting
does.
ready to have a baby, right?
I am,
Well,
yes,
you
sir.
sure are getting ready to have a
Getting
baby.
out there.
You coming
As you
any
say.
day.
Somebody's in there.
Well, in my own personal opinion, as long as I've known both of you, you exhibit the fruits of the Spirit. You're righteous sisters, and I love you both dearly.
Hallelujah.
And I appreciate you loving y'all, supporting your husbands, and loving your pastor.
Yes.
I truly do. And I don't think there's probably in this world, and I'm just going to use this, and I'm not going to paint a broad brush, but I'm going to use it, two better sisters that people could meet. You know what I mean? I love both of you dearly. I'm actually happy that on this side of glory, I've had an opportunity to actually be a shepherd.
Hallelujah.
Y'all keep the faith, be encouraged. Boy, look, I tell you, Ash, look, Jordan looks so oppressed, don't she?
She is. She's so oppressed.
Look at her. She's so
We,
depressed.
we laugh every day.
Downtrodden.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Hey, the next time Mom and Dad comes, if you'd like to meet me and all the women, we'll roll up there to Walmart too. We won't bring a man
We'll
with
send the
us.
women, yeah.
Hey,
We'll send the women.
Send the women. That'll condemn you. That's for sure. Yep, we'll throw blows.
You know, I tell you what, but if they come down here, we will be pressing charges. We'll see if that sheriff's word had any merit to it.
Yes.
Because he said, we're going to keep on calling, but ain't nobody going to answer. It's sick. It's just sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate y'all time.
Yes, sir.
If we was doing this thing in a corner, we wouldn't be so public, would we?
Right.
We just had a bunch of strangers on the land
Right. That we had never
from
met.
all over the world.
Right.
One came as far as from Colombia, South America.
Right.
Yeah, and Seattle, Washington. You didn't know?
Yeah.
I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
Colombia,
Washington.
South
Oh,
America.
he was so grateful to be here.
And we had another person come from overseas. I forget where this one come from. But we had people from all over America and the world here at this training event. And they all enjoyed themselves.
Yes.
What other pastors, what other ministries, besides myself and Viking Prepares, that you know that actually gives people the opportunity to learn skills that they definitely ain't going to learn in their church, and you're definitely not going to learn by cussing out every other nation on street corners.
Right.
I don't know of any other ones.
Right. No, that's right. It's right here's where it's at. That's why we're here. Gave our lives up for this place.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
All right. Bless y'all. Shalom, shalom.
Pastor.